Hey, my name is Keith Hall. I'm a CPA and I work exclusively with small business owners just like you. We spend a lot of time talking about lots of different issues, but maybe the first thing you need to think about is what entity form are you going to operate under? Are you going to be a corporation, an LLC, a partnership, maybe a sole proprietorship? An important question. So let's talk a little bit about being a corporation, some pros and some cons. Now, the corporation probably is the oldest form of organization, the one that is most notable, most recognized by people. Those are what you see on the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE. You see the little INC after companies' names. General Motors, American Airlines, all of those companies are corporations. So that may be a nice feel-good. I don't want to put that as a pro or a con, but it is kind of the most recognizable entity. Now, one of the main benefits of a corporation is protection of its shareholders from the liabilities of the company. The corporation is a complete separate legal entity from its owners. So the company has losses, the company has an accident, gets sued by someone, the shareholders are protected from any of the assets of that corporation. So the maximum amount of money a shareholder can lose is whatever they've invested in the company via their shares, just like you would invest in American Airlines. The most you can lose is the value of the stock. So that's one of the main benefits of operating as a corporation. Another key benefit of operating as a corporation is kind of the intangible benefit of this prestigious form of organization. People recognize the company as a bigger organization. So from a marketing standpoint, you might consider operating as a corporation just because it might make you seem bigger. It might make you seem more powerful. You might be able to market a cool corporate name rather than just like Keith's Accounting Service. So the marketing implications of a corporation are one of the benefits of operating that way. One of the key detriments of operating as a corporation is the potential for double taxation, and maybe you've heard about that. The reason you might have double taxation is since the C corporation, the regular corporation, is a separate legal entity from the owners, it pays its own tax. It's got to file a Form 1120, a big giant tax return, and if it has income at the end of the year, the corporation is going to pay tax on its own. Then someday, hopefully, when that corporation pays the money in dividends to you, the shareholders, you're going to pay tax on that money also. So the corporation has paid tax on it, and now you pay tax on the same dollars. That's the double taxation of a corporation. And that's the major downside of the corporation form of organization. Now, that can be somewhat managed with good tax planning. If you're a corporation with just a few shareholders, maybe just you and a coworker, someone who has formed this new idea, with good tax planning, you can have salaries or bonuses or other expenses from the corporation paid to you as salary. You're still going to pay tax on that, but now the corporation won't pay tax on it also. So you can manage the double taxation, but that kind of brings you to another detriment of the corporate form of organization, in that it's a little bit more expensive. If you're going to have this adequate tax planning, you're going to have some tax types to manage that process. So it can be a little more expensive. Similar to the LLC that we talked about, the corporation is also formed with your state's Secretary of State. You've got to file articles of incorporation. There's going to be fees that go along with that. And likewise, you've got to maintain the paperwork. You got to have a board of directors, you got to have set officers, you got to maintain minutes of the shareholders and of the board of directors. So you got to maintain this corporate veil, this structure of paperwork. So a little bit more expensive, a little bit more hoops to jump through, if you will, so a little more cumbersome in exchange for that liability protection and the marketing benefits that we talked about. So hopefully that kind of helps you understand some of the benefits and some of the detriments of the corporate form of organization, and I hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the links above and the links below for more detail. Also, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. If there's something else you would like to see, just let us know. Email us at request@mahalodotcom.